Hello. Welcome back once again to Beyond the Veil of Twilight, episode 1.
Actual episode 1.
Actual episode 1. Tom Bodett, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I take a lot of inspiration from Mr. Tom Bodett. Yep. Yep, I'm Tom Bodett, and this is the Feywild. We'll leave the lights on for you. So this is indeed our first episode 1 of Beyond the Veil of Twilight, our Feywild campaign with a whole bunch of Fey creatures playing the lead roles. I hope you tuned in for our session 0. It was actually very interesting. I thought so, as a guy just facilitating the background while these guys played the story out. It was very fun. Yeah. So basically what happened was just a real quick recap, unless one of you guys would like to.
I can attempt to recap.
All right, yeah, go for it.
So it was a lot of banter as our plucky and quirky party was sitting around in their little grove outside of Mithrandane, just shooting the chant. All right, that's a little sigil there. Rip.
Lines crossed.
Shooting the breeze, I should say. And then their Fey noble companion, Lady Sibylla, comes up and accosts them for just sitting there when there's a lot of else going on around the Feywild, a lot bigger and darker things. And as Sibylla went more and more into detail, she spooked 2 of our party members, Hyacinth and Jeff, into having a really large emotional reaction. Jeff went into a rage. Hyacinth clinged to Jeff in just nervousness and fear, trying to contain herself. And in that, they notice a very spooky and shadowy and really kind of scary looking figure in the forest that kind of snapped them to their senses a bit. And they backed off, and out walks a very shadowy looking stag with glowing green eyes, who announced himself to the party saying, "I am time. I have seen the beginning, I have seen the end of times. He has seen all." Sibylla recognized him as one of the primordials that holds the tapestry of the Feywild together and demanded reverence from the rest of her party. And Time, I will call him, gave us a task to put a diadem on the spirit of the Feywild, to which everyone accepted. So Time disappeared, and we were left with a crown that many of the party rushed to pick up, and many also attempted to hold and got the surge of the Feywild's power rushing through them as they did so. To which Pantel, our satyr, smartly slipped on a little handle onto it so it could be safely carried without that surge of power. And as we contemplated what to do, Sibylla suggested going to people who have connections and who might have an idea of where the spirit of the Feywild would be. So, where we left off, the plan was to go to the Court of Spring, which is what Sibylla and her family are tied to. So that is where we are potentially headed tonight.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. Very thorough, too. That actually brings us entirely up to speed. Up to feed. Different party. That's the My Little Pony game.
Oh my god.
So here we stand. Everybody's kind of a little slack-jawed, a little wondering. You had discussed taking the news and the diadem to the spring court, seeing as within this little group of misfits, Sibylla is really one of the only ones that has any ties to any proper organizations. um, now, I don't have it here in Roll20, but it is pinned in our Discord. The map that we are using for the Feywild from Heroes of the Feywild, the publication.
Yes.
I wanted to be careful. I don't know if we have the rights to show it, so I left it to the players, even though I have purchased the material. Can't be too safe. But yeah, so let me see here. I'm gonna pull this open here. Oh no, I showed it to everyone. So, oh Lord, they're trying to get more names. So, I know we had kind of discussed the location of where the spring court was going to be. This is not an official location. This is us being crafty and creative with our narrative here a little bit. I've actually placed the location between the fading city and Senelis. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Kind of right at the butt end of the river, right where it pitters out there in the forest groves. If you're looking at the map, so it's not a short journey because you guys are just east of Mithrandane in your little private grove, which we have up on display here. So I believe there's probably some discussion, up to you guys, obviously, as to how, where, why, who, what, when, that type of thing. Oh, now Shun, that's just mean. Can't pronounce that.
Oh, that sounds really far away. There's got to be somewhere closer that we can go.
Melodramanositra. Oh my lord. You guys are killing me. Alright. Yeah, go ahead. You guys, what do you want to do from here?
Thing is, we discussed Sibylla having like a potential back door. Do I want to show these schmucks a back door? Then again, they probably couldn't even enter it though.
It depends.
I mean, enter it as like if like they tried to use the means that Sibylla used to open it, they probably could not. But they could probably get through like when she opened it, but they need her or another spring court noble to open it.
Well, plus, you know how fickle Oberon can be. Yeah, I'll probably go with JoJo Shun. I mean, as far as you showing secrets to people.
Right. Well, the Spring Court of Fae is the only connection and real lead that we've got. It's really the best, in my opinion, lead that we can pursue here.
We have wine.
I know a shorter way, but Oberon is incredibly fickle. Really, the best way is for us to take the long way around.
I'm not in a hurry.
But who knows, maybe time will be on our side.
We get ready?
Not a pun. Look at the big tree, dude.
Oh,
Maybe not necessarily a pun, but certainly a double entendre.
You're one of those fancy folk.
well, I mean, you're all pretty fancy.
Yes, I mean, have you looked at me?
Dude.
Fancy. Dude.
Every way is safer. As much as I'd love to die, I don't.
So, I would give you an estimate of overland travel, but it is the Feywild, and no estimate I give you. Nothing would be accurate, really. It could take years, feasibly. A century could pass. You never know, depending on what happens. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you could get there yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
Time's a trip, man.
Here, anyways.
So
well,
what?
I think I would rather brave overland travel than brave Oberon. Ugh. I don't feel like dealing with him today. Or yesterday. Or any time.
Does he smell bad?
He's one of the king of the Fae, so
That's not really answering the question.
Yeah, that's not really an answer.
I will say, at the mention of Oberon's name, Hyacinth completely will clam up and hide in Jeff's branches. Pantel, that name actually probably makes you a little bit nervous too.
Yesterday. So far away.
Oh yeah, because Oberon is technically your king.
and
technically.
My
Sid's
king is
too.
fine.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
mean, he's fine. He
Dude.
just has an attitude.
Oh yeah. Just a little one.
Dude.
Depends on if him and Titania are fighting.
Basically. I don't want to deal with his attitude on the off chance that him and Titania aren't in the best of spirits right now. I would rather risk the overland travel.
That
Who
sounds fair.
knows what sort of reaction that he would have to me bringing you lot through the shortcut way.
Yeah, Relic starts gathering all his cogs and gears and just shoving them into his backpack. Oh, this one's beautiful. That's going in there. Yep.
Why are you taking all that?
It's stuff.
I'll begin picking up my branches.
Picking up your branch.
I have bark and branches. Sometimes they wither and fall off as I shovel dirt into my mouth. It's normal. This is all normal.
But is your bark worse than your bite?
Ha ha.
That was
I haven't heard that before. No, really, I haven't. I haven't seen anyone for a long time.
That's not true because you just saw us because we're right here.
No. You're figments of my imagination. Also, my bark is also my bite at the same time.
You are a tree. You have no imagination.
What's an imagination?
You can't be a part of something you don't have.
Dude.
True.
Dude.
Hmm.
Anyways, fancy fairy lady. Yes. Can you begin to show us the long way? Since you're so scared of using the door to whatever shortcut you might have.
Well, if everyone's ready to go.
I'm a tree. I'm always ready to go.
Even
He's
better.
always
I'm
he's
always ready to
always ready to
leave.
leave.
Yes. I got it.
It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen.
I never really take root anywhere, anyways.
But
He likes to branch out.
Okay, I know that I'm a tree, but what you're saying should probably be offensive.
Lord.
Yeah, dude, just leave it alone.
Says Kyler.
You need to stick
It's
to
all
dude.
control, brother.
Well, would we all like to head on?
Okay, I've got all my cogs and all my gears, so I am good to go.
All right.
Dude.
They make way too much noise for all that.
Oh, say that again. Sorry, you broke up a little bit there.
And
You're
you're
gonna make
like,
way too much
dude,
noise with all of that.
I can't hear anything he's saying. Like,
Oh yeah, it's you're distorting just a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah.
helium? I don't know what's going
No,
on.
You're distorting a bit too much there.
just a little. I like the voice though.
Well?
June.
He's probably tweaking
He
his
said-
voice.
He
Tweaking
said
the
in Twitch
distortion.
he'll need to reboot.
Okay, no, that's all good.
Okay.
So without me a moment.
Well, I suppose we
Yeah.
could head on the way. At least not roll any random encounter tables. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Thank you.
Dude.
The speaker did have an idea. I don't know. I hope you guys saw that. He's making suggestions by boofing you with
Dude.
spores.
Do you want
Let's
us to get high
go.
together in a circle? Is that what you want?
Dude.
Hang on, let me
I
cue
don't
up
know
the.
how I would begin to attempt the meditation, but it's an idea.
Would you like to attempt
That's
a ritual communal meditation?
I mean, honestly, like, if we do it for maybe an hour max, it might work if we all just. I think we would have to do sort of a seance level thing where we all like sit in a circle, like hold hands, probably have like the diadem somewhere
Well, you do
within the
have
circle.
you do have a totem in your grove. Basically, I made sure to include a totem, which is the large out of place Japanese maple. Within your group, who have assumed this as their home, more or less, since you guys are in essence, with one exception, a crew of misfits, and maybe Sibylia is actually a little bit of one too. You never know. The one tree out of place among all the forest, alone atop the grove that you live in, is actually a totem for your group. So you could use it as a focus, and I would allow you to attempt a ritual level communal augury if you would like. But you all have to agree, and you all have to willingly fail your save versus his spores.
I almost think that Because a tree would be a good totem, but I almost think that it would be a better totem if, like, essentially the circle we made was taking the diadem and, like, putting it in the center of us, and all of us, like, joining essentially in the circle by all 7, I believe,
Oh,
of us having our
Mm.
hands on the diadem.
so you're going
Mm.
straight for the dark of it, huh? Okay.
Because if that is surging with the power of the Feywild, like Sibylia experienced, and we need to place this thing on the spirit of the Feywild,
Hmm.
then I think having it as a focus would be like the best.
Okay. No, we can do that. It's up to you guys.
Yeah.
It just changes the
Sure.
focus. But is everyone in agreement that that's what you want to do?
Yeah, Relic's down.
Aw.
Everyone?
I'll agree to do it if this will kickstart the way through.
All right. I mean, it may save us having to deal with Oberon, so like, yeah. Let's attempt it.
All right, Kyler.
Dude.
What's that insight for, Shun?
Motivations.
Yeah, my wisdom save was for something similar.
All right.
Is this a good move? Like, I don't know. I can't tell.
Are you nervous, Kyler?
Phew.
Yeah.
Are
Dude.
Well, if we all have our hands on the diadem, then the power should be distributed amongst all 7 of us, so it might
I
not.
don't care if you remember what happened to me last time I put my hands on the diadem.
Which is awesome.
That's what I'm explaining. If all 7 of us have our hands on the diadem, we probably won't
Explode.
have to deal with as much power individually. It will be distributed amongst all 7 of us.
And I'm still understandably apprehensive.
I don't even have hands.
Dude.
It's such a
I
good
don't know.
music shift.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
is,
know.
I
I'm
like
the only
it.
holdout, yes, but
We should probably just get on with it. I'm sure we won't die. Well, at least no one has yet.
Kyler, I think you're the only holdout.
dude. Let's go.
All right. Now you're
All right.
so the hallucination spores are released into your circle.
And
Why
Sibylia is
didn't-
going to place the diadem in the middle of the circle by the handle, and on the count of 3, she is going to suggest that we all put our hands on the diadem at the same time.
Mhm.
Okay.
Totally did not agree to this.
Are you sitting out,
One.
Pentel?
Hallucination spores? It's not the time or the place.
Come on, dude. Come
We have a
on.
reason for this.
Come on, dude.
Are you in or out? I have to know.
This is a group meditation. We're going to see if maybe we can
Dude.
commune with the spirits of the Feywild and
I'm going to
try to
stand really
divine where
close
it might
to
be.
Prem.
Okay.
To who?
Like abnormally close to her.
Okay.
Who's Prem, dude?
Claire. I don't know what her character's name is. Leave me alone.
Can go with Sib
Sib.
if you want. Sib.
He doesn't really care either, so that's the best part.
It does work, actually.
Well, I mean, Sibylia is very prim and proper, so, you know. Anyways, on the count of 3, everyone put their hands on the diadem. 1, 2,
Put my hand on her shoulder,
3.
and then I touch it.
All right.
Two shit.
Let's. You know what? Here, I'm gonna do this. 1.
I'm just gonna repeat. I have one hand on her shoulder and one hand on it.
I think that's 7. Maybe a couple extra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I did 2 extras. All right, so stress levels elevate for most of you. You do feel the pulse of energy, but it is a lot less intense.
Knew it.
Before your eyes, the mists of the Feywild itself seem to swirl and spread apart and come back together, almost as if you are, for the first time with your Fey-touched eyes even, seeing the very fabric of reality both be undone and remade over and over again all around you in this strange, rippling, fractal effect. Each of you begin to breathe heavily and sweat profusely as the spores take hold and the power of the diadem pulses through your circle. Before all of you, as these things come to be, you hear distantly the sound of a wolf howling, something chilling and unnatural to the tone. And suddenly, beneath the diadem rises up a shadowy figure, a manifestation of boundless hunger, a black wolf made of darkness and shadow and fear rises up with vacant eyes staring at each of you all at once and yet individually at the same time. In a growling, gravelly voice, he says, "I am Phaon, the Dread Wolf. Why have you summoned me?"
Brought the saddle.
Dude.
That's a big wolf.
Our
Wolf
intention was-
Lord, we have brought you here today to ask of you a question.
So with that, he turns to you like in a snap. And as he does that, the speaker, it's like his head splits into a dozen faces filled with ferocity and fear and anger and sadness and joy and love all at once, and then snap back into the one steely-eyed visage of Phaon the Dread Wolf. He leans his head down to you and says, "Speak, Myconid."
Our quandary is but of simple nature. Information is required. We must know who this crown will sit upon, where its home in time will lie.
This diadem is not for your hands. This diadem, this crown, this twilight edifice rests upon the maggot-ridden brow, everything that seethes underneath your feet. Rest assured, you will not make it through the week with this in your hands. For be it my fangs at your throat, or the claws and steely mouths of others, you will fall as long as you hold this trinket.
Are you threatening me?
Do you say that out loud?
Of course I do.
Okay. Oh. He spins and snaps at you, growling. You can feel the breath on your face. Give me a wisdom save real quick.
If only I could remember how. Oh, there it is.
You managed to maintain your composure and not give in to the fear that is pulsing off this creature.
Damn wise, not intelligent.
Hey, it worked in this case. So as you resist him, the shape morphs, shrinking. Once again, strangely enough, within the fractal patterns of the weave, unwinding and winding all around you. The shadows coalesce, twist, and whirl and form. Finally, a small boy with black eyes and pointed ears and slightly tousled blonde hair. His eyes shine like obsidian. And he says, "Come to me, mother. Come to me. It's your love, Killian." He cocks his head to the side and his body twitches slightly and shakes. And he smiles a gruesome, toothy grin. The smile of a wolf.
Let's see.
Dude.
What is a
Sevilla just glances sideways at Patel and raises an eyebrow. Not at him, but like just to be like not raising an eyebrow at Patel to be like, what the fuck are you doing? But to be like just sort of like a shared mutual understanding of like, what the fuck is this before us?
Dude.
So,
Just a look.
since the two of you seem to be holding it together better than most, and the speaker's very focused, though he's holding it together, the two of you give me a perception check, please.
Okay.
And not me? Okay.
I don't know which two you're talking to.
You and Lady Sib. So, yeah, Pentel
The less I have to roll, the better.
Pentel and Sib, yeah, that's good. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice thousands of glassy, black-eyed children stepping into the edge of your grove, just right at the edge of the trees. A black mist surrounding their feet, each one of them in various stages of decay and bodily damage, but all of them giving you that same toothy grin. Your entire grove is surrounded by a throng.
Do you think we should end the communion now, Patel?
I just smile and let go.
Yeah, I let go. I say, everyone let go.
Okay.
So,
Dude.
as you release your grip off the diadem and one another, everything stops but the sounds of the forest. The visions are gone. You all have a slight headache, except for the speaker.
I pick it up with my staff and just let it slide off into his backpack.
I mean, it has a handle. You put a handle on it, so.
You just made me touch it, so.
He didn't want to touch it.
Well.
There are no holes here filled with water.
Didn't give us any of the information I wanted to learn at all. Well,
All of the information was given. We find the child of Kalen. We give to child of Kalen the crown.
It's an idea.
I mean, unless that was like maybe a fake image.
I
That's-
mean,
So you
out of
think the child of someone is the heart of the Feywild? Is that what you're saying?
character, like, I know what this is. Can I have Sib roll to, like, answer the speaker?
Yeah.
Like, to say, like, whether it's a good idea or not?
Yeah.
I don't know how much she'd know in this case.
Let's do a history.
Okay. Bam.
Yeah, you got
Oh.
it. Yeah, you know exactly what that was.
Yeah, speaker, not a good idea. No. That child is very dangerous. In fact, that child was the Dread Wolf.
Oh, we should go find him then.
No.
But you said that you didn't get the answers and he has the answers. So if we go find him, then you'll get your answers.
Pantel. I'll tell you the answer that I do have is that if the Dreadwolf is now aware that we have the diadem, then potentially going the long way
Would be bad.
would be a bad idea. Yes. Our journey would be fraught with great danger if we have the dreadnought at our back. So,
Could be a
honest,
powerful ally in the end time.
no. Honestly, I think it would be much better to risk Oberon's fickle attitudes than to take the long way at this point, all things considered. Unless we do actually want to try meditating again with our very own tree as a totem instead. But it will waste more time.
Everyone's probably a little gun shy about the spores at this point.
True.
It's a little bit of a bad trip.
The speaker is always willing to just sit and meditate.
So, should we head on then and take the shortcut?
Well, yeah.
I'll deal with Oberon. So, we are headed to the Spring Court of Fey and taking the shortcut.
All right. So you guys head off to the portal that you know of, basically. Now, granted, the only way to get to the Spring Court is through a portal, but your portal is special. Your portal is a secret.
Yeah.
All right.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, you have a point. So you still need to travel a short ways.
Yeah.
Nothing nearly as detrimental as the long trek to the end of the river. So, is everyone ready to set off?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
We going.
So you set off. Anyone? Kyler, did you have anything you needed to do before?
Nah.
Need to check with your dad about the dealership or?
Nah. Dude. What's the dealership?
You know. I'm sure he sells something. No, it's all good. So you guys, you take off,
Dude.
actually west, to the portal. You go around the Autumn City. I assume, unless you guys want to go to the Autumn City.
No, I think we're good. I don't think they'd appreciate us hurrying through the portal or the city.
They love visitors in the Autumn City.
Quick. Yeah, but they don't like people hurrying. They probably see our, quickened pace and determination to get somewhere as a great offense.
Oh yeah, or the kobold artificer with his clock repair tools.
True.
So you give the city a berth. You make your way around. All in all, it's what by prime standards would be considered about a day's journey. Not really completely sure about the passage of time, but it goes fairly uneventfully. Luckily, the twilight skies above you still offer the same stable comfort that they always do. It's still unseasonably warm and green for this area of the Feywild, which is still a little odd. Most of you are a little uncomfortable. It's just something feels off, kind of like a pebble in your shoe type feeling for those of you who wear shoes. And let's see here. Yeah. After.
Does anyone in the party wear shoes?
I think there's probably some that do. Somewhere in there.
Dude.
Oh, the oddball. Okay.
All right. So, after about a day's journey, you come upon a rise in an open grove, surrounded by fatted stags and fireflies. Atop the hill, an arch of stone and wood and bone woven together into one solid structure, with what appears to be pure light and a curtain falling from it, almost as if a waterfall, illuminating the entire top of the hill. Sib, as you approach, the stags actually turn and face inward towards you, kneeling down on one knee and bowing their heads welcomingly, but they begin to eye your companions suspiciously.
I give a graceful nod back at the deer, thanking them for their reverence. And acknowledging it.
Is anyone else doing anything?
I kind of want to pet the deer, but that's probably a bad idea, so I probably wouldn't.
I try to wave, but my hand caught on fire.
Speaker's just kind of admiring the general beauty of the landscape and like natural splendor and whatever.
Okay. And I will say once again, just for sake of remembering that she's here, Hyacinth is really tense, not real eager to go here. Just I feel like I should point that out. So she's going to be hiding in Jeff's branches and almost attempting not to be seen.
Yeah, probably doesn't want people to see her in her in her current form.
Yeah. So, is everyone stepping through the portal?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I'll run through first.
Excellent. Everybody is now in the elemental plane of fire. No, I'm just kidding.
I dance around.
I died immediately.
Dude.
A druid cantrip. I dim the fire.
I was going to say, poor Jeff.
Dude.
Poor Jeff.
Yeah.
The
Well,
speaker evaporated.
I know. I think a lot of you probably would, really.
Yeah.
But I won't. I wouldn't do that. I'm joking. I'm nicer than that. So, what's that?
Little D of humor.
Well, welcome to Tartarus.
Welcome to Tartarus.
Tartarus.
So, you guys exit the portal on the other side. A shimmering curtain flows over you. It feels refreshing, like water. When you step through, you're dry, and immediately notice that you are standing in what appears to be a pocket dimension, just outside the Feywild proper, perhaps? Who could know? Ahead of you is a large, enchanting grove, atop of which sits an enormous red mushroom with what appears to be a Fey court, holding revelries underneath it within the grove. You see satyrs, fairies, Fey, Eladrin, all manner of Fey folk dancing, playing music, piping, drinking, loving, all as far as you can see. And at the head of it all, beneath the mushroom, on a throne made of entangled vine wood and leaves, sits one of the most beautiful and regal creatures you have ever laid eyes on.
Dude.
Well, you mean the mushroom, right?
You mean the
Dude.
finally made wooden chair, right?
The mushroom. Yeah, that probably would take notice. And Pentel, yeah, that's acceptable. You know exactly where you are in the Court of Oberon, King of the Satyrs.
I'm just going to walk forward into the grove like I belong there.
Okay.
I follow Pantel. Somebody say drinks? Dude.
You can try and keep up.
Try.
That's either speed, movement speed, or drinking, whichever you prefer.
Dude.
Could go either way, really. So, here we are, the Court of Oberon. Seb, as you approach, Oberon sits on his throne, his crown resting on his head, the laurels. And you can just tell that his eyes are following you. You can't really make out what he's thinking. And he's watching you approach.
Well, as I approach, I am going to stop a respectful distance away, and I will
What are you doing?
give a curtsy and wait for Oberon to address me before I address him.
Okay.
Not sure again. Where was it? Let's see.
He's actually going to sit and soak this in for a second.
I would expect no less.
So moments passes as him sitting lackadaisically upon his throne. He watches you, he watches Pantel help himself to drinks, he watches Kyler attempt to keep up with what might be brandy wine. Not really sure. This is not really something you're familiar with, Kyler, but it tastes really good. Anybody else doing anything?
Relic staying really quiet and just watching.
Relic, you actually notice that Hyacinth is literally like clinging to the backside of Jeff's branches and quaking visibly right now.
Oh.
Probably trying not to be seen.
Desperately trying not to be seen.
Yeah. Relic's not gonna point her out or anything.
Okay.
I'm going to stick my branches into the nearest bush. That is my height, somehow. Yes,
Are you attempting to offer more cover for her?
of course, yes.
Okay.
Hello.
So, with that, Oberon steps down from his throne, and says, Stretches. Lady Sibylla. Yes. You come to visit me in my court once again. You've been gone for only a short while. What brings you?
May the blessings of spring ever be with you, my king.
Oh, and with you,
And-
my lady.
And she rises and states her business. I was in a grove outside of Mithrandain, and my associates and I, we had a rather curious encounter. One of the primordials that holds the tapestry of the Feywild together came and visited us in the grove and gave us a task. So, I was curious, my king, if you knew of anyone, if you don't know personally, would you have any information on where we might find the spirit of the Feywild?
My dear, I am the spirit of the Feywild. Surely that trinket was meant for me.
So you're aware of the trinket, my king?
She means the heart.
My domain is everywhere you stand. I am not the king of the forest. I am the forest. My spirit flows through, around, within, without, up and down, outside and in every tree that you have ever seen. I know where you have been. I know what you have seen and what you have heard.
Every tree?
I know that you travel with miscreants. I know that this is beneath you, Lady Sib. And I also know that there is a despicable little fairy hiding amongst the branches of that tree.
Is that because it's one of yours, or?
She is no longer one of mine. Make no mistake.
I meant the tree, dude.
Oh, Lady Sybil, why do you travel with this confused poor creature? It doesn't even know what it is. I'm disappointed in you, lady. Why don't you just give me the diadem and be on your way?
I have my suspicions about this.
What?
I know Oberon has a big head, and I would be remiss to just give him the diadem.
What would Titania say?
Oh, did you say that out loud?
Doesn't
Very
know what
quietly.
it is? What's he talking about, dude?
Oh, you dare to speak her name? That woman will be the absolute death of this entire realm. I apologize, friends. I am not myself. I am at odds with my heart. Please, sit. Eat. He claps his hands and says, Tom, Jojo, serve our guests. These two little gnomes come trotting out of the flowers. Big trays of fresh vegetables and fruits, wine and mead. And set them before you.
Applesauce, dude?
Oberon kind of shakes his head, pretends not to hear you, but they, little Tom Bodette there, the gnome, provides you. Hi, I'm Tom Bodette, and I'll leave the fridge open for you. No, I couldn't resist.
Dude.
Tom will get you anything you need.
Awesome.
And Jeff is the tastiest dirt you've ever had. Pentel is spinning wildly, drunk on wine, quite happily.
I don't get drunk. But...
Happy on wine. You see a little Tom and Jojo dancing around in that real awkward way that someone with a half a foot length of, leg can only dance. Oberon just steady stares at you, though, Lady Sib. There's something in his eyes that is less than friendly.
Yeah, I figured he probably wants that crown desperately. Very powerful artifact. I'm doing a think here.
What? What's again?
And while she's thinking, if anyone else wants to do anything specific, please let me know. It's not every day you are invited into the court of an archfey.
Yeah, dude.
Now Relic's kind of just looking around, not really impressed. There's not much, beautiful things here. No cogs, no gears. It's just rubbish, really.
I'm just vibing with the plants, my guy.
Oh yeah, so Jeff's a little nervous. That's normal. I will say, Relic, crafting in the Feywild offers some very interesting, unique possibilities that are not available elsewhere. Now, I assume that you've been in the Feywild for a while, kobold as you are. So, just to give you some ideas of certain things that are possible here, as far as within the realm of crafting, the morning dew, for instance, that you can collect off the grass, and you got to get a good bit of it, but you can actually get a small vial of it, just collecting it naturally, and it actually use it to cast lesser restoration.
Cool.
Giant hair can be used to increase your strength temporarily. You can actually feasibly use spider webs gathered from the right places to actually cast spider climb on yourself, for instance, things like that. So there's a lot of things here that are well beyond the realm of natural and normal. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
If that would interest you, you may be completely mechanical, and that's okay.
He likes certain aspects of the lesser restoration is kind of cool, and he'd definitely be collecting things that would help cast like healing spells.
Okay. Well, in that case, you're going to want to keep an eye out probably for. Let me think. If you could, you would be able to catch those. The heart of a dryad's tree would be the big one, but you don't want to take one of those from here. You might piss off a dryad.
Not in front of Oberon, no.
That being said, however,
I'm thinking on a thing, and I'm trying to think of good wording.
Can I ask something?
Of course.
Never been here before in my life, right?
No. No, this is not that you're aware of anyway. You never know what can happen in dreams.
A druid in this setting, what is there for me to do? Just stand around? I feel like this is like
You're in
Nirvana
the
to a druid.
you're in the pretty much the presence of a near deity level creature, especially for a druid.
Okay. What are the plants doing?
They are vibrant. They are healthy. They sway in time with the music. In fact, and I forgot to mention this, I know the speaker was reaching out telepathically to the mushroom. The mushroom put you strangely at ease. It didn't exactly communicate, but it was almost like hearing your mother's favorite lullaby, if you had something to associate that with.
Huh. Alright. I'm just looking around, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything for... I didn't know that this is like a magical place or whatever. I don't know if druids have like a thing.
Like what kind of thing in particular are you thinking?
I don't know if there's anything I should be looking for. I was just gonna like sit down and
well, gathering those
look
same
like
same types of things would work for you, although a lot of it's kind of different for you here because of your nature.
Okay. Well, okay, so the water does greater restoration. The silk or the spider webs does. I think I'd do the spider webs before I do the water because it's a reflective surface, which could act like a mirror, which I hate.
Yeah, you're not going to find the right kind of spider webs here.
Okay.
But it's something
I'm
to
just
keep an
looking
eye
around
out
then.
for. Yeah. And the speaker's
So,
bowing reverently.
Spider webs, the dew on the ground, and what was the third thing you said?
The heart of a dryad's tree.
Okay.
That may involve a fight, but it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, but we'd also be killing a dryad in the process, which, you know.
Yeah, that would be frowned upon.
That's a really big no-no.
Yeah, that would be a big no-no.
There are ways to get them without killing a dryad, if she's already dead.
Yeah, because taking the heart of a dryad's tree effectively kills the dryad, because... Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'd just be getting rid of her tree.
So, Lady Sibylla, did you sit?
Did I what?
Did you sit when you were asked to sit and eat and everything?
I did, just because, you know, I had to take a think.
Okay. So you're sitting there, you kind of glancing up at Oberon from time to time, watching him kind of stare at you. And you look down at your meal and look up, and there he is sitting next to you. Kind of smiling, friendly, warm.
Don't give it to him. Don't give it to him.
My lady. Tell me. I understand you've been through a small ordeal, nothing I'm sure a great fae of your stature couldn't handle. I'm afraid I may have come off a little strong earlier. I apologize. As I said, my heart is not in the right place. Titania has gone back to the Summerlands, war-torn goddess that she is. And I'm afraid I've been left here to my own devices, which is not always a good thing. Kyler falls off his chair.
That's certainly all right, my king. I just thought I would have a bite, as you have instructed the people in the presence of your court to do.
You're always welcome at my table, Lady Sibylla. However, as I said, perhaps I came off the wrong way. I understand that this foolish trinket has made it into your hands, though I doubt you could probably hold on to it very well, could you? He smiles slyly.
I was able to hold on to it just fine, actually.
Are you? You continue to impress me. Perhaps we could barter a trade. If you're not so eager to part with this ridiculous trinket.
That is what I was thinking myself.
Tell me, what is
my
it?
king.
What is it that your dear glittering heart desires?
Well, you see, my king,
To know the spirit of the flame.
I've noticed a great darkness coming over the Feywild. There are very strange things afoot. I've noticed the lands outside of Mithrandain are a lot warmer than usual, which, as you know, is very odd considering that those are the autumnal lands. And I dare say it feels like spring there. And while certainly like the influence of like say you passing through the area or maybe another spring fae of considerable power would affect the surrounding environment, I have not heard of any of our courts like passing through the area for any sort of extended stay. And I was a little concerned. And I have heard that Baba Yaga has returned.
That
which
old hag.
This does not bode well for the Feywild at all.
No, my lady, it does not. In fact, I was a little surprised that you brought her here. Here, to my court.
What?
Baba Yaga. The hag. I was curious if you perhaps had a reason for it, but then I saw the diadem and thought for a moment perhaps you were making a power play. Perhaps you seek the seat of the spring court all your own. You wouldn't be the first, and I could hardly fault you. It is a comfortable seat.
Well, I personally have no ambitions of overthrowing the Spring Court of Fae, and as you know, it is not in our nature to lie, so you can trust that my word is good. However, she glances over to Jeff and Hyacinth. I'm aware the two have some sort of dealing with Baba Yaga, for when I brought up her name and their presence, they had a very strong emotional reaction to it. I dare say they may have made a less than savory bargain with the old hag. But nevertheless, her presence does not bode well for the Feywild, and this every time that I have tried to bring this up to other Fey nobles, any of the other lords and ladies, I have not been taken very seriously, and I have grown frustrated. And this little band of miscreants and misfits are the first bunch that actually took my word seriously and have shown a willingness to help in my cause. Which is
They're
why I have them here.
They're all miscreants. I'm the misfit, right?
That works. It's a good title for you.
The
Okay.
Treant and the Pixie certainly expressed a willingness to get out from underneath Baba Yaga's thumb. So I dare say that, as I mentioned, I don't believe that it is a bargain with her that they have entered willingly. So, that is why they are here. And our mission, our personal goal, is to investigate why Baba Yaga has made her return. And find out the reason and stop it if necessary. Why the primordial of time has visited us and beseeched us with this diadem, I'm unaware.
Are you sure
But being,
it was a primordial?
I'm strongly certain.
Perhaps it was just a trick. Perhaps you've been duped yourself by the hag. As I said, she brought you these two, whom you accepted, and immediately brought here through my back door. Her eyes are on them. Her eyes are on all of us now. And while this doesn't necessarily worry me, my dear.
Start waving.
You're waving?
Yeah, I start waving. Hey, hey.
Are you trying to get Oberon's attention?
No. I'm waving at Baba Yaga's eyes looking upon us.
Oh, okay. Well, that may not worry me, my dear. It should worry you. She has her sights set on this diadem, and I only meant to take it from you to protect it. Should it fall into the likes of her hands, I fear it could possibly be the undoing of a great many things I love. So allow me to make you this bargain. I will, because I am such a gracious, generous, and benevolent lord. I will offer you this. He snaps his fingers and a ring appears. A silver woven band with 6 red gems on it that look like berries. He says, "This, my dear, is the life spark. This was forged when the Feywild was still brand new. And the first satyr walked the ever-bright, and the first Korrid plumbed the depths of the earth. The life spark was forged from the light of the sun itself." He turns it. "The moon and the stars all wound together, and bound with the essence of a life unborn. Legends say it was first used to awaken the first dryad and animate the first treant. I will give you this. In return, you will give me the diadem. And if you'll take the suggestion, perhaps leave the riffraff somewhere dark and moldy?"
Jeff, he's calling you riffraff.
By the way, Jeff, just so you're aware, at this point they're actually darting in and starting to yank at her petals. like they're being cruel now. It's devolving quickly.
We are mold.
Well, you do make a good point. You do make a good point.
In what way would the life spark help me deal with Baba Yaga?
Why would you need to deal with Baba Yaga if you gave me the diadem?
Well, you see, my king. Baba Yaga may be after the diadem. However, that still does not answer my curiosity of why she has even made her return in the first place. Perhaps the diadem is simply a means to an end. And perhaps even if the diadem was not in her hands, that maybe she would have other means of carrying out what her plans are. What I really need, is help in my personal mission. And no one else who I have spoken to has been able to offer me any help or the information that I seek. So, I can offer the diadem if I get the help that I seek first, and only after I feel that I have sufficiently gotten the help that I require will I hand over the diadem. After I feel my mission is complete.
My lady, I didn't know you had this side. Truly, you are a boon to the image that we do like to keep, though. Very shrewd. But I have to ask you, based on what you've told me, do you now serve a different master other than me?
I serve no different masters. This is simply a personal mission of mine that I would like to see completed. I'm undertaking this mission on my own initiative.
Lady Sibylla, I've known your kin since the dawn of time. I've seen every one of them rise up from the dust and fall back to it. I've seen immortalities gained and lost. Fortunes have come and gone. Loves lost, heartbreak healed. I've seen your kind become heroes and villains and populate the underside of every mountain across that prime material plane out there imaginable. You show tremendous fortitude in your decision. That said, for now, I will respect it. But this, and he flashes the ring at you again, I shall keep for another time. And he vanishes in his hand.
17.
For now, you and your friends should leave. Quickly, especially before the ruined tree and the tragic little flower fairy get on my nerves. He's about to hurt one of my children.
Understandable, my king. We shall take our leave.
Oh, and Sib.
Everyone, do what?
I said, oh, and Sib.
Yes.
Do not return without a victory.
Understandable.
With that, he goes back to his throne and sits down.
All right. Everyone, let us take our leave here.
Oh, Relic stands up. Well, that didn't help us much.
She's not going to say anything until we are out of the portal.
Sib's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's out.
Relic's intelligent, but his wisdom's.
Is everyone leaving? I know Kyler's looking at flammable plants.
I am leaving this stupid place.
Dude.
Kyler,
Yeah.
come along, darling.
Yeah, is there like anything
Well,
immediately laying
sorry.
around I can use for potions or whatever?
Brandywine.
Alright. Can I like
You can scoff
grab
it.
it?
Yeah, you can grab a flask of Brandywine. That's fine.
Okay.
Hyacinth is curled up in Jeff's hands, kind of hiding and sobbing quietly to herself.
Yeah, well, we're heading out anyway, so just, tell us when we have crossed the portal.
And Kyler, are you leaving?
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody, Pentel, are you too drunk to leave? Are you leaving? Or did we?
He
think we-
is not
think we
here.
left
He
him.
dropped out.
Oh, he did drop, huh?
Well, anyway, Sib's going to go and snatch Pantel by the collar anyways and drag him out if he's too drunk to leave.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, I just saw I had a message from him. He had to drop. Okay.
I guess tech issues.
Yeah, health issues. I think he's still recovering from COVID.
Oof.
Rip. Poor Shun.
I know.
But yeah.
No, it's all good. No, so he'll leave. He said just he would leave though. So
Okay.
so back through the portal you go. You do not come out where you entered as you step through. I will say that.
Understandable.
Do we step out when we entered?
Well, that's a slightly harder thing to figure, if we're being totally honest.
Yeah.
Time's a trip, man.
Well,
Time's a
that
trip.
didn't help at all. I got any sort of help. I've got no sort of help from King Oberon or any of the Spring Court, so if he expects a diadem, then he's not getting it. He didn't fulfill any of the terms of my bargain with him, so.
It is simple then. We must throw it into the fires of Mount Doom, Frodo.
Everyone's like, who? What?
This is a gift.
Fires, but destroying the artifact? Oh, darling, that is... No.
It's very powerful. I wanted it muchly. Was willing to part with a very, very valuable, precious ring. He knew more.
Mm-hmm.
You must understand the nature of the Fae. All of us are vying for more power in one way or another. Fighting against each other through... and leveraging power against the other through bargains, deals, and information. So, Oberon wanting the diadem is not out of character at all. Certainly not for Oberon.
So, what now?
He is my king, but I must say he is rather full of himself.
Full
At
of something.
times.
I
And
love it.
the life spark, a very lovely artifact, but Oberon explained its history, but not what it would have provided us. Now, should the artifact have helped fulfill our tasks, then maybe yes, I would have handed over the diadem in trade for the life spark. However, it could have also been a whole lot of nothing and simply another glamour that was used against me in order to get what Oberon wants. Fey bargains are always made.
It was a pretty glamour, if it was a glamour.
That is Fey glamours for you. But Fey bargains are always made such that the person giving, delivering the conditions of the bargain come out on top, we should say. So we can assume that with Oberon's conditions that he gave to us, that it would have left him in a better position than it would have left us. So, no, I was not comfortable giving him the diadem. I'm sure you understand, darlings. But he did not accept the
Want you to give him the diadem.
But not accepting the conditions of my bargain means that he's not getting the diadem at all, so... But we also receive no help. But
Daddy, I want some more goldfish.
though, I do say that because Oberon did not make the bargain, I think he understands that whatever it is we're trying to solve here, then placing the diadem on the spirit of the Feywild, as the Primordial has instructed us, would mean that the diadem is important to me completing my personal mission, and therefore fulfilling his end of the bargain would mean giving up the diadem in the first place, so he would never get it. And I think that tells you all that we need to know right there. But now we are out on a limb. I've exhausted all of my ideas of where we can start with this.
So,
We use it to solve both problems at once.
Well, yes, that's what I think is going to happen here.
We set a trap for luring in the Baba Yaga.
I second this choice.
that'll actually get Hyacinth to peek out from behind Jeff's fingers.
I must say, Speaker, I disagree with this idea. Baba Yaga is an immensely powerful Archfey, and one that I'm not confident in our abilities as of yet to be able to take head on. Setting a trap could very, very easily backfire on us, leaving her with the diadem, and I don't want that to happen.
This is fair.
Unless we had a competition and said, okay, Baba Yaga, you get to fight the big doom wolf thing, and whoever wins gets the diadem. And then whoever wins will be weak, and then we could kill the weak Archfey and win. Or not.
Kill the Archfey. Lofty aspirations. Not impossible, but
Dude.
I mean, you're talking about two ultra powerful beings that would possibly fight each other, and whoever won would be severely, wounded and low on.
I think you underestimate not just their power, but their cunning and their wit.
Yeah, dude, we're level 1.
Oh, we are level 1.
Civilian
I
dismisses
forgot.
that as Kyler's crazy talk.
Oof.
She doesn't know what this level 1 business is about.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Tyler just starts talking to the air above his head. Do we get XP for facing off with the elemental? Dude!
Kyler's got a weird relationship with the fourth wall.
Very weird.
So, a more pressing question right now is, where are you?
That is a good question. What do I see around me?
You're in a forest. You're definitely in one of the thick forests of the Feywild.
Any identifying features of the landscape that I would be able to discern and can roll for?
It's hard to say. Based upon the seasonal shifting that you've been seeing, it's thrown some of your natural senses off a little bit. But yeah, you can give me a nature or survival. Let's go with survival for this.
Okay.
Yeah, and the speaker, as we come through the
Not.
the portal, kind of reconnects to nature on this side through his connection to the ground and his feet and the mycelial network that just exists everywhere in the Feywilds.
Yeah.
To kind of try and figure out where we are.
You're a little thrown off too, but I'll give you a survival roll still. Like the seasonal
Maybe you can
shifting.
do better than me there.
Yeah.
Hey.
There you go. So
we know everything.
You can tell that you are somewhere south of the city of Starlight and the lake that it sits in. Not sure exactly where, but you are in a forest, so that narrows it down a little. However, if you are where you think you are, and there's a chance you're still wrong, this isn't the friendliest place in the world for you Sealy folk. I think Oberon was irritated.
Yeah, no shit.
He didn't get what he wanted.
Nope.
So I tell you what, while you guys ponder that for a moment, why don't we take our guild officiated break? If you guys want, you don't have to. Anybody need
I am down for a break. Right. Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So we will take 5. Refill your drinks. Spill out some spores, whatever you got to do. And we will be right back after this message from our sponsors. Going live right now. Here we are. Welcome back, everybody.
Woo!
So yeah, we were just talking off camera a little bit. I believe, like I said, you guys were able to scout around in the time that we were BRB'd and kind of determine a vague location as far as where you are currently, which is just north of the maze of Fathagan. Some of you might know what the maze of Fathagan is, some of you may not. It's not a safe place for non-Fae specifically. Not a terribly safe place for Fae either sometimes.
Yeah, out of character, isn't it that maze where it's just like the one tree that's like they're trying to hyper protect is in the middle of it?
Yeah, the mother tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I remembered right. Woo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not saying you need to go into the maze, but it gives you an estimated location as to where you are.
Yeah. If we tried to go into the maze, we would have a bit of a time there.
Yeah. And it does seem like you're attracting attention wherever you go now for some reason. Who knows what that could be?
Yeah, like, who knows, really? Like, I don't think this diadem gives off any, like, power signature. These Fae, there's no way that they could smell it on us, right?
No.
Right?
No. I'm sure it doesn't ripple the fabric of existence or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, of course not. It's not that powerful. It's only a little powerful.
Just a little. Just a little. Just a little. Now, I will say your location does put you very close to the Mercandraw. Besides the Fey Dark, the underside, the Mercandraw and the Kingdom of was it Noctur are probably the three most dangerous places in the Feywild for the Seelie types. Your types, primarily. If Baba Yaga is hiding out somewhere, or just parking her hut somewhere, chances are it's one of those three places. I mentioned that because you had talked about the potential of actually taking the fight to her. Potential. So yeah.
Yeah, no. Sib's going to shoot that down real quick. Yeah, heading northwest would be our best bet.
Okay.
To get into safety.
So back to the Eladrin territories, basically.
Pretty much.
Okay.
What's a place called Sendrian or Lendrian or something?
Yeah, I mean that's I believe that's an Eladrin, if I remember correctly.
I think Sendrian is Fallen City. Like I think it's.
Oh yeah, the Crystal Towers.
Yeah, once was the greatest of the Eladrin settlements, and then fell hard. Now it's just like overrun with infestations and shit.
Yeah, Sendrian
Okay,
is.
well,
It's actually
okay, then.
it's a. If you could find a safe place there, I mean, it would take something a lot to get to you. That is an option.
True, but we would also be faced with like, giant spiders and shit.
Oh, I mean, what's a few displacer beasts or owl bears or specters between friends? I mean, come on, you got this.
Bruh.
Maybe just 2-3 owl bears. But yeah, I mean, northwest is probably a solid direction. You can avoid that, obviously. I'm sure you'd be able to find a way to ford the river, unless you do want to take all the way out to Brokenstone and go around. But there's a lot of dangers. There's a lot of dangers everywhere, really, even in the safe places, as you've seen. Although we have not technically really engaged in true combat yet.
Yet.
I mean, it may never happen. You guys might avoid combat for your entire lives.
Mm-hmm.
It could happen. But yeah, it's a.
All the enemies could peacefully stand down once they
Mhm.
taste spore.
Yeah, this is true. They might become followers. Who knows?
Mm.
Of course, a lot of your future depends on where you go and what you do with the diadem, obviously.
Still think we should put the diadem on the mushroom cap.
On your mushroom cap? There. King Mike in it.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your end game as far as this, or are you just wandering in an attempt to find something relevant or safe?
Like just somewhere we can set up temporarily for the evening.
Yeah, because right now we really do need to wander to where we can find somewhere safe and then, like, find something or somewhere relevant after that. Because the thing is, we need information. We don't know what the heart of the Feywild is, or the spirit of the Feywild, what the primordial told us that we needed to do. And we need information, but that's going to be a little bit hard whenever everything and everyone is after this diadem.
So let me float another possibility, because your characters are pretty smart. One of you, I'm sure, might think of this, unless you don't want me to. I don't want to railroad you in any way. And that's not what this is. It's just a suggestion. If you want it.
Let's hear it.
You don't have to stay in the Feywild. You have options. There's an entire multiverse out there. And you have access to a lot of it from the Feywild. There are means of traveling outside the Feywild to get to other places within the Feywild without dealing with the dangers of the Feywild. Portal out here, travel through a safer territory to there, take another portal here, and end up on the other side. That type of thing. It's a possibility, like I said. The overland travel is just as much one as is portaling around within the Feywild.
Yeah.
This is true. Portals do change often, though.
They do. And there's always the Fey Dark as well, if you're brave.
Yeah, no.
I mean, the
Not right
speaker
now.
would probably be right at home.
The speaker would. The rest of us, nah, bruh.
So we know we're heading northwest.
It's okay, you're with me. You'll be fine.
I'm the Pope.
I'm the Pope.
So we know northwest is the general direction, though, basically towards the Lake of Dreams.
Yeah.
Which
I think that would be our safest and best option right now until we sit down and figure out what we need to do.
Okay. So Lake of Dreams, kind of as a rough destination.
The map says here be dragons.
I was
right next to that.
just. I was literally just looking like a.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, we just need a safe encampment, period.
I mean, unless we can talk a dragon down at level 1.
Well, you know, like the Lake of Dreams is it's an interesting
That sounds
place.
pretty cool. I want to. The speaker definitely wants to, like, drink some of that Lake of Dreams water.
Well, I mean, there's there is a dragon there. Like, you guys would know that. he's pretty well known. The Whispering Worm.
Yeah.
In fact, you have somebody in your party who'd probably be excited to meet him, really.
True.
Yeah, Relic would love to meet. What is Razkareth, the Whispering Worm, the Green Dragon. That's basically his entire land up there around the Lake of Dreams.
Maybe we head in that direction.
Nah. Not a metallic dragon. That is a chromatic dragon. We don't.
Oh, he's so lovely, though.
Chromatic dragons be evil, though. And in the Feywild, everyone pretty much acts in accordance with their base natures. Really, any of these, like, ultra-powerful creatures are going to act more in accordance with their base natures than any sort of semblance of, like, free will. But, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I
That's not with the chromatic dragon.
I feel like I should say, just out of polite respect for you guys, since I love you all to death, in this particular campaign, don't trust anything I tell you to do. Although sometimes you can. Just be careful, because I will try to trip you up just because of the nature of where we are at. I want to add to your confusion as much as I can, because it's just a natural part of life here. And I have presented some interesting locations. The Maze of Fithagan, you could try and do a deal with the Dryad Queen. You could go to the Lake of Dreams and try to bargain with the Whispering Worm. There's the Ruined City. You know, who knows what you could find there.
Yeah, from what I know of these places, no, no, and no.
Aww. Well, in that case, probably the nearest safe spots would be when you get to Sinalise. At least it's in Eladrin City. Or possibly you could take a ferry over to the City of Starlight. Or you keep going.
I think City of Starlight would be our best option. Sinalise is another one of the Fey Noble Courts.
Yes.
City of Starlight is just an Eladrin city.
Although
And
Sinalise is
clocks.
That's where you were, Methrin Drain. But Sinalise, I believe, is the domain of Titania, Oberon's cohort. Which you might actually be able to use that to your advantage based upon his reaction.
maybe. But she would also want the diadem as well.
That's also true.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, so the question is, like,
what if?
Does Sibylla feel like dealing with any more of the Fey nobles, considering that they're trying to get that diadem? Like, it's not a bargain of, yeah, like, I want something else if we give you help. They specifically want that fucking diadem, and Sibylla is not willing to give that up. She was given a mission, and she is sticking to her guns. As we have seen.
What if Lady Sib is the spirit of the Feywild and doesn't know it?
What if Kyler is the spirit of the Feywild?
Dude.
Any of those would be quite the twist, but I'm not willing to test those theories by putting the crown on any of our heads. Plus, it's like, what if we did that and it was instant mission fail? Like, damn. That would suck.
Kyler turns into a pile of ash.
The whole time.
Yeah, we finally get to level 20 and was like, it was you. Dole.
The real treasure was friendship all along. So, We have a little bit of a plan, I think. You want to go towards the Starlight City?
I think City of Starlight would be our best bet because the Eladrin are. Some of them may be Fae, but not necessarily Fae. They are just straight humanoids.
Hmm.
Like they're humanoid elves who just decided to stick around in the Feywild in the beginning. So
Well, I will say, as Trezalian, I think I'm getting that right, is it's a very big city. Like it's a very big, very diverse, very bustling city, just filled with wonders and convenience and wealth. Um, so
and humans and other people of the prime material plane because it pops in and out.
yes, which offers opportunities for you as well. Um,
Yeah.
you may actually be able to use that to your advantage. Once again, like I mentioned earlier, to travel or even seek different realms or help otherwise, because there are other realms that are attached to the Feywild.
Right, right. Yeah, I think going there would be our best chance for help because it's so metropolitan, cosmopolitan, and there are creatures with less fickle natures than the Fae there. So it's like we can use our Fae natures to our own advantage with such creatures, and we may actually find like legitimate sources of information.
Mm-hmm. And
So
dealing with standard humanoids actually kind of puts you a little bit at an advantage for a change.
Yeah, but we're
yeah,
not
that's
gonna know about the spirit of the
that's
Fae.
what I was getting at with the Fae nature.
Yeah. Oh,
So
what were you saying, Ginkgo? Sorry.
But what are non-Fae gonna know about the spirit of the Fae?
You'd be surprised. A lot of scholars go through there, magical scholars. A lot of
oh yeah,
creatures.
I think this city, if I remember right, has like a very, very, very prestigious like wizard school.
Mhm.
Like hella.
And it's a lot of very, very powerful, even non-Fey creatures, planar creatures come through there with access to information that
Yeah, like humans from the prime material plane that the city of Starlight like pops onto. Whenever it does pop onto the prime material plane, like yeah, humans are like always begging and vying to go to the wizarding school here. So very, 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 very like powerful
yes.
Information and like scholarly information and magic flowing through the city. So
And I will
yeah,
I will say
we'd be able to find a lot.
I've sprinkled the entire Feywild with potential NPCs, let's say. I have a little secret map where I've placed them, just depending on where you go. So there is a chance that you will find allies in various places that will recruit themselves to your cause in an offhand way, and there's a chance that you'll find enemies as well, who will use whatever means necessary or possible to undermine your abilities and situations. So this would actually be a good place to find allies, and I think, especially after your encounter with Oberon, you could probably use some.
Oh yeah.
Not necessarily people who do like go, join your party, but allies, all the same.
Yeah, allies is in. Yeah, we believe in your cause, and we'll give you anything that you need to help that is within our power and capabilities. So if you need like some information that we may have, yeah, sure, here you go.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, I think we have a plan then.
Yeah.
Rice milk.
Yeah.
Oh no. You know what, Kyler? I'm giving you an animal companion just because of that, you now have an animal companion. It is an intelligent mule named Rice Milk. He will run from every combat like the devil just stepped out in front of him, but he will always come back. He is tied to your soul forever. He is immortal.
I love it. Oh my god.
Okay, we're going to end up with a mule in every game with the last name of Milk. It is going to be the one constant for every campaign.
And they're all the descendants of one.
They're all the descendants of one.
One that is now in Sigil, so its progeny can actually appear in other planes
Yeah.
of the multiverse.
We're gonna get down the road. We're gonna do our Apex campaign of Spelljammer with all the favorite characters from every campaign on one adventure. And at the end of it all, we're gonna find out that the actual main character of the entire story was Almond Milk.
No, we're going to get there, and it's just like we need an army to help us fight Concordia Demanda once we actually crack the spear. And it's all of a sudden here comes like an army of mules, and it's almond milk, soy milk, rice milk.
This isn't even my final form. Oh Lord. Okay, well, we are devolving. I think we're going to go ahead and call it here. And I'm serious about your new animal companion, and you're stuck with him, because that was actually too funny not to do. So those of you who have joined us, thank you very much. I know it's a slightly shorter session. We're kind of just launching off and kind of feeling this out. It's a really unique setting, a lot of really unique characters. We have some people still kind of getting through some health and personal issues thanks to the plague that spread across the world and is almost done. Right? Yes? Hooray.
Hopefully.
Hooray.
Cross fingers.
Positive thinking. I hope all of you are doing good out there. Thank you for joining us tonight if you did, and thank you for joining us later if you are, and who knows, maybe even yesterday if you did. Dun, dun, dun. It's been fun. Feywild. We will be back next Monday, hopefully with the entire crew, and we will see you then.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. I think we're going to raid Featherfall on my way out here.